and action. Hey, this is Chris from Divebombers Garage, and on this episode, we're going to show you a brief overview on how we put a power steering, tilt, and removable wheel on the 65 GTO gasser. And we did it without having a pump or power steering box. Okay, so when you pull your steering column out of the Prius or Corolla, don't get excited with the dikes. There's going to be two leads that come off of the column, and they're really important. So just follow these two up. That'll be your ECU. You're going to want to grab that also, but unplug these. We just unhooked the spline on this end and then unbolted it. Besides these two plugs that plug into it, there's going to be two more. There's going to be this one and this one. This is going to be your power and ground, the black stripe being your ground. This will be the power. That's going to go off into the car. So give yourself a couple inches of lead or whatever you need. Cut that. And then this is going to be the plug that you don't have to worry about this, but this right here is your ignition on. So on my Razor, I have it on a switch to where I just flip it on when I want it. On the GTO, we'll have it to the key switch on, and that excites the ECU, and the ECU basically senses your input in the column and it tells the motor to go left or right. So don't cut these and get these. That's all the components you need to get out of the car. We take this U-joint off and we buy an 11/16 36 spline to 3/4 round or double D. We use double D in the GTO, and that goes off to the other U-joint that goes to your steering box. This end we cut off here, and then we'll cut this tube back, not cutting the shaft or whatever. Now inside here, there's another spline shaft that goes in and out, and you'll want to retain that. And I usually pull it out like a ½ inch or so it has some play, to where if you do the tilt, you'll have another U-joint, and so it gives it a little in and out flex, so to speak. So on your main motor, there's going to be some perimeter bolts. That's what you're going to use to get yourself a bracket and mount it to something solid. And this is where all your rotational force is. So this has got to be your main mount. Now up here, you can weld to this and have an additional mount just to make it more sturdy. These, I don't know, you could probably use those or something, but we usually just clean them off and get it just stripped down and get it located, and from there build on out to our tilt or your steering wheel mount. The ECU, it'll be if you're looking at it here, it'll be your top left. This goes in here like that. So that is your ignition on. This one is your power and ground. And then this one and this one are from your column. So in this particular car, we have a full cage. So part of the power steering column is attached to our knee bar here. Not every car is going to have that, but the main bracket goes on the motor. That's where most of the rotational torque will take place. So I made a bracket that goes on the motor up to the part of the car that holds the brake pedal and the steering column. If I can get a shot here. There we go. So the tube that comes out of the power steering column is attached with a couple bolts here off a bracket off our knee bar. So this dimensionally is the same as what's on my Razor. So after we cut the steering column back, then we add a 3/4 round U-joint where it pivots at the same point as this pivots. And then I even bought a strut for a Razor off eBay, and I made a little bracket, and that's attached to the knee bar here. And then we added, and I'll try to put a link here for the bearing that we use. So it's got, you know, 3/4 inside diameter. And then I have a short piece of just tubing. So there's a bearing on each end. And then I made a bracket for the other side of the strut here. And that gives me enough room to where I can put on like one of those clamp-on turn signals. And so then you just, the strut comes up, and this has a lot more degrees of tilt than a factory GM. So then we have our steering wheel with, let's see if we can do this with one hand. So that's our, after you get all this welded up, painted or whatever, get that on there, weld that on there, and then you have your removable steering wheel. First, try it first? Yeah. No way. We're just gonna do it cold. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, we didn't produce a good product. Like our awesome products of Divebombers Garage shirts. There's very few support violent driving shirts left, so get yours today at divebombersgarage.com. Let's go test out this power steering right now. So these are leads out of the steering box, or steering column. Okay, this one. Show it to you. There. This one plugs in the in. That probably makes a lot of noise. Okay, so now we have our battery. Let's put our ground on here. Power. We've already plugged them into our white and black lead. Obviously the white and black is our ground. Stick that into the other end of this. Now, the other plug that you have to get out of the car is our ignition turn on. And, okay, before we hook this up, I mean, there's resistance there. Okay, that's as if we turned it on. Usually it takes like 3 or 4 seconds for it to, I don't know, turn on, I guess. And now, super easy. I don't know how to transfer that to camera exactly, but, oh, wait a minute, yeah I do. That's really easy. Dude, that's rad. So now if we take it off, am I turning the tire? Nope. Okay. I just heard it click on, and it again takes 5 seconds or whatever. That's so cool. That's super cool. You're saying it turns like my Prius. Exactly like your Prius. And this has a big block Chevy and a turbo 400 in it, so even though it's stripped out in here, the weight is on the car. And that is so rad.
Give it the one finger.
Well, steel real sharp. That's super cool. I like that. Do you want to feel it? Hold on. Stands fatter. So compare that.
Yeah. that doesn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's all together.
This is on the positive?
Yeah. Yeah, that's just like your... We'll probably put it on the ignition switch, so when the ignition is on.
And then an override, so for whatever reason, if you want to kill it, I'm assuming.
Yeah. I mean, well, that's just how the Prius is all hooked up.
Yeah.
I have it on my Razor on a switch.
And I don't know why I need it on a switch. I mean,
Well, I know, but
It's not near.
that's
dude, that is so rad.
That
and
is
so no There's no power steering pump, there's no lines, there's no belt, there's no fluid, there's no power steering box. None of that garbage is attached to the front of the motor.
Parasitic horsepower drag from
Yeah.
belts and pumps.
Granted, the power steering column probably weighs less than all that stuff, but it's further back in the car. Doesn't rob any power. And now I can't wait to get it on my 55 Chevy.
Yeah.
You want to feel this?
No, I trust it.
What?
I'm sure it's legit.
Huh?
I'm sure it's legit.
Oh, it is. I just have 4 of them I can sell you. I'll sell you.
Yeah.
I'm not sticking any electric crap in my car.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I am.
That's not bad at all. No, that's not bad at all.